Welcome to the deep dive. We're here to take source material, distill it, and hopefully give you some essential insights, a bit of a shortcut to being well-informed.
Sounds good.
Today, we're embarking on, well, I think it's a fascinating journey into some ancient wisdom. We're looking at excerpts from the Guhaṭṭhakasutta.
Right, the Sutta of the cave.
Exactly. It's from the Sutta Nipata, an early Buddhist collection. And it's not just, an old text. It feels like a really profound exploration of human entanglement, desire, and maybe a surprising path to liberation. So our mission today is to unpack these verses and see how they might still speak to us now.
Indeed. And these verses, they're incredibly rich, aren't they? They use such vivid imagery, powerful metaphors to talk about complex ideas. It's a unique lens, really, for looking at what binds us and maybe how we can find a different way to exist in the world.
Okay, so let's open this up then. The Sutta kicks off with this really striking image, almost haunting, a being covered in a cave, a person deeply immersed in delusion. Now, this cave, it sounds quite confining.
It does.
Is it literal? Or are we talking about like a state of mind here? And why are desires not easily abandoned? What makes them stick so hard?
Yeah, good questions. It's definitely not a physical cave. Think of it more as a metaphor.
Okay.
Maybe for our existence itself, or the body perhaps, or just the limits of our senses, our perception,
Yeah.
where we're covered by ignorance.
Right, obscured.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the desires, well, the text is clear. They're not easily given up because they come from something quite deep. The Pali word is vavasatabala.
Vavasatabada.
Yeah, it means something like bound by the satisfaction of existence or the pleasure of being.
Wow. So it's tied to just wanting to be.
Precisely. It originates from desire, or ichanadana, as the text says. Our very urge to continue, our sense of self, gets tangled up in these cravings. That's why they're hard to release and not liberated by anything else.
That really adds a layer, doesn't it? It's not just wanting stuff, it's deeper. Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting for me. The text describes people caught in this trap as greedy, addicted, even bewildered by desires. And it says they're stuck in inequality or imbalance.
Yeah, that inequality is key. Visama.
What are the consequences of this? I mean, what's the real cost? The text highlights being led to suffering and this really poignant lament. What will we become after departing from here? That sounds like a profound fear about the future, doesn't it?
It absolutely is. It illustrates this, well, universal human thing, right? The grip of craving, attachment. It leads to dis-ease, suffering, this inequality or imbalance. It's like being fundamentally out of sync with reality.
Constantly reaching.
Constantly seeking satisfaction in things that ultimately can't provide it. And that leads directly to that lamentation, that anxiety about what comes next. It's almost like an ancient insight into what we might call existential dread today.
Right, that makes sense. Okay, moving on a bit, the text seems to zoom out. It observes the bigger picture. I see the world struggling, this populace gripped by craving for existences.
A very direct observation.
And then it adds this incredibly stark detail. Wretched people lament at the mouth of death, still with unabandoned craving for various existences. Wow. That's a chilling image.
It is chilling.
Even at the very end, the craving is still there. It shows how deep this stuff runs.
It really does.
Yeah.
It shows the deep-seated nature of this craving. Taigata is the term used there, suggesting being almost carried away by craving. It highlights that this isn't just some philosophical idea. It's a lived reality that, follows us right to our final moments unless we actually do something about it.
And then it gives that analogy, which is so vivid.
The fish analogy, yes.
It says, see those struggling with possessiveness, like fish in shallow water with a dried up stream. I mean, that image of fish flapping around desperately.
Yeah.
It's incredibly relatable. You can almost picture it. I immediately think of, I don't know, people clinging to social media validation even when it's clearly making them miserable. Is that like a modern dried up stream?
That's a fantastic modern parallel. Absolutely.
What does the analogy tell us about possessiveness?
Well, the mamiite, the possessiveness,
Yeah.
is the absolute key here. Just like those fish cling desperately to the last bit of water, humans cling to what they see as mine. Material thing, sure, but also relationships, ideas, status, even a fixed sense of self. Your social media example fits perfectly. That desperate clinging, even when the stream of maybe true connection or real satisfaction is clearly drying up, it just leads to intense suffering.
Yeah.
And the text offers the insight immediately. See this, understand this, and then live without possessiveness, not clinging to existences. It's a direct call for, well, radical non-attachment.
Okay, so it paints the picture of the problem, the struggle, and then what does this all mean for us? How do we get at the Sutta offers a path.
Yes, it does. It
Right.
doesn't just leave us there.
It advises, therefore one should train here and now. I like that immediacy.
Yeah.
Whatever one knows as uneven or imbalanced in the world, one should not act unevenly for that reason. And then it adds, quite urgently, the wise say that life is short. That feels less like gentle advice and more like a real call to action.
It genuinely is an urgent call.
Yeah.
That emphasis on idia jantu, here and now, it really stresses the immediacy. Don't wait.
Right.
It's not about putting off self-improvement. It's about recognizing what causes imbalance in yourself and maybe in how you interact with the world.
Okay.
And then making a conscious choice not to act from that place, not to perpetuate it.
Yeah.
That is the training. And the reminder, life is short. It just underscores the urgency. We don't have forever to sort this out.
Seize the moment.
Exactly. Seize the moment for liberation.
So the text then goes on to describe the wise person, the Diro.
Yes.
It says they overcome desire for both extremes, they fully understand contact, they're not greedy, also not doing what is blameworthy by oneself, and not stained by what is seen or heard. That's quite a list. What does this picture of wisdom look like in practice?
It really provides a practical blueprint, doesn't it? Overcoming desire for both extremes. That's the classic middle path, you know? Avoiding wild indulgence, but also harsh self-denial. Finding balance. Fully understanding contact. Pasaparnyaya, that points to a deep, mindful awareness. Seeing how sensory experiences pop up, how they affect us.
Without getting swept away.
Exactly, without getting caught or overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Then not doing what is blameworthy by oneself. That speaks to inner integrity, right? Self-awareness, acting in line with your own conscience, basically.
Regardless of what others think.
Yes, and because you have that internal clarity, that person is not stained by what is seen or heard. They can engage with the world, take in information, deal with people.
Without becoming sort of polluted by it all.
Precisely. Not polluted by the world's attachments or its dramas or its distractions.
Okay. And then finally, there's the ultimate goal. It talks about the sage, the muni.
The liberated one.
Described as fully understanding perception, crossing the flood, and not smeared by attachments, also moving diligently, and this is profound, not longing for this world or the next. What's this flood, and what does it mean to not long for this world or the next?
The flood, or oga, it's a really classic metaphor in these texts.
Okay.
It represents the currents of existence, the flow of suffering, the various defilements, greed, hatred, delusion, that just sweep beings along.
So crossing it means?
Transcending all of that, no longer being carried away. The sage fully understands perception, Tanya Parinya. They see how we perceive things. They see through the illusions. They're not fooled by appearances.
Right.
Being not speared by attachments, Parige Jesu no palito, that's complete non-clinging, a kind of inner purity or cleanliness.
And the not longing.
That final point, not longing for this world or the next, signifies complete liberation. Freedom from the whole cycle of craving and existence, even beyond death. There's no more pull towards future lives or regret about this one. And there's that subtle phrase too, abiyasalo kara apomado. It implies removing the arrow of suffering, of craving.
Ah, like pulling out a thorn.
Exactly. And then being able to move diligently, apomado, heedfully, free from its pain. It's a state of, well, absolute unshakable freedom.
This has been, a truly illuminating deep dive. These insights from the Guhaṭṭhakasutta, they're ancient, but they feel so practical for navigating our own, internal landscape of desires and attachments today. It really feels like understanding what binds us is that crucial first step towards maybe an aha moment of freedom.
It really is. And you see, this isn't just some historical document to analyze. It's like a timeless guide to human psychology.
Yeah.
It helps us see clearly how our desires, our attachments, our possessiveness, that mamaite, how they create suffering. And it lays out a remarkably clear path for cultivating non-attachment wisdom, qualities that are just as relevant for navigating our complex modern world as they were thousands of years ago.
So we've kind of navigated the cave of delusion, we've observed the world struggle with craving, and we've discovered this ancient path of training, of liberation. This whole exploration really seems to reveal that freedom comes from understanding and then letting go of what holds us captive.
The clarity is quite stunning, isn't it? On desire, suffering, and the wisdom that comes from letting go.
So thinking about that urgency, life is short, train here and now, maybe something for you, the listener, to reflect on. What's one uneven or imbalanced thing in your own life that maybe this deep dive makes you rethink?
A good question to sit with.
We hope this deep dive sparks some further reflection for you.